welcome back to my channel, Beautiful Minutia. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today I am doing the BookTube anniversary or birthday tag. I'm actually not sure which one it is, but I'm really excited because I am celebrating my anniversary on BookTube. When this video comes out, it will be almost exactly 2 years from when I started. I think that my first video came out on January 29th of 2021. So it's exciting to kind of see where I've been and where I'm going, and this tag is just kind of a reflective way. I have seen a lot of variations of this tag on different people's channel, and I am just going to use the exact same questions that I used last year. So question number 1 is, how many years are you celebrating on BookTube? And the answer to that is 2. And then the next question is, how have you changed from your first video to now? And I've noticed several different ways. I mean, the obvious way is that I feel much more comfortable in front of the camera, and I used to not even be able to film if anyone was home other than my daughter, and even then I wanted her totally way far on the other side of the house so she couldn't hear. And today my daughter actually has a friend over, and they're in the other room playing a video game, and I'm sure that they can hear me talking, and I don't care. It's fine. I think another big way that I've changed when I watch back my old videos from the first probably 3 to 6 months, in that range somewhere, I talked a lot slower because I was taught, as a kid, when you are public speaking or doing something like that, that you need to talk a lot slower than you think that you do. Otherwise, maybe you're not enunciating clearly and people can't maybe understand what you're saying, and you're talking too fast. And I have since stopped caring about that. I just talk how I would normally talk, and so I'm sure it's faster than most people would recommend for public speaking or whatever, but I feel like the tone overall of BookTube is very conversational, and so it doesn't need to sound really professional, so I just talk the way that I talk now. All right, so question number 3 is, what are your 3 of your favorite videos that you've made in the past year? And there's kind of a part 2 of which video are you the most proud of and why. So it's kind of hard for me to choose favorite videos because there are certain types of videos that I have really enjoyed making over the past year. I've made quite a few ranking videos, I've made ranking my favorite classics from 2021 and 2022. I've done ranking Flannery O'Connor's short stories and Everything That Rises Must Converge, and then I did the same with Dostoevsky's A Bad Business collection, and I have a blast doing ranking videos. I also love kind of the more conversational tags that I've done, kind of the book acquiring tag and the DNF tag and things like that, because it's an opportunity to talk about my book reading habits and hear yours, and that is super fun. But I think some of my favorites, and it's hard because I've kind of mentioned some of these in a recent video. I think it was the postscript book tag. I did mention I did a video, the Korean snack box video that I did with my daughter, where we basically unboxed this Korean snack pack that we got when we were studying South Korea. And that video was just so much fun. It has gotten very little views, and I do not care because it was such a blast, and she was such a hoot in that video. There were so many things I didn't know she was doing, or faces that she was making, and I didn't know it because I was looking at stuff or whatever, and then when I went back and edited it, it's just so fun. I also have to say that I did a video with Dia from Novel Idea, and it was the reread, rewrite, and burn tag, and we did a classics edition, and that was so fun. I want to do more videos with Dia. We already have a few that we've talked about that we want to do, because that was just a blast to just get on and record and do that together. And it was actually doubly painful. I don't know if we actually shared this in our videos, but that was take 2, because the first time we tried to record it, the sound didn't work and we had some technical difficulties, but we didn't know until after we recorded the entire video and we went back to edit it, and for both of us it didn't work, and we were just oh my gosh, we had to do it again. So when you see how painful our reactions were in our videos, because we did one for my channel and one for her channel, when you see how painful our reactions were, just think of the fact that this is the second time we had to do that. It was really painful. And the matchups were totally different the second time around. So it wasn't like we already had like these answers prepared. Now it's like we had to rethink things. And another kind of like type of video I made, I did like a what to expect video for a couple different things. One was what to expect when you're starting War and Peace, and the other one was like what to expect with Charles Dickens. And I really love both of those videos. I would say maybe those are ones that I'm really proud of, even though one of them did much better than the other, which is going to be part of the next question. I just really liked those videos and being able to talk about, I guess Charles Dickens was more me just sharing my love for Charles Dickens and why I think his works have staying power and why I think they matter, just as much as like what to expect if you're trying him for the first time. And I really liked that. And then like the War and Peace one, I was about halfway through but had not finished when I filmed that video. And so much of what was in that video was things that I wish I had known before I started, and kind of talking about translated classics and all that kind of stuff, and you know, like what translations to choose, what kind of options you have. And so there was just a lot of things that I went into in that video, and both of those were a lot more in depth than I normally go into certain things. And so I'm really proud of both of those videos because it required more of me than some of the videos that I've done. Question number 4 is, what's your most popular video? So I do have a short that has like several thousand views that I did for middle grade March. And so technically, if you click on like most viewed on my profile, that's the one that comes up. But I have 2 like full videos after that that have a lot of views for my channel and the amount of traffic that I normally get. One of those is my classics TBR for 2022. That one really just took off for whatever reason and has, I think at the time of filming this, either 1,500 or 1,700 views on it. And then the other one is one that makes sense to me because it's kind of evergreen content, and it's the video that I made, what to expect when you're reading War and Peace. And that is a video that when I first put it out really did not do very well at all, and I didn't get very many hits on it. But as time has gone on, I now have that get hits pretty much every single day, get several hits. And so over time, it has trended way up, and I'm really glad because I have people still comment on it all the time who are not subscribers of my channel and just stumble across it because they want to read War and Peace, because that is kind of this bucket list book for a lot of people to be able to say that they have read it. And so I'm glad it's a video that's helping people and that they find helpful, especially because I am not an expert in Russian literature or in analyzing books or in any of those kinds of things. And so I'm glad that my little video has helped some people. Question number 5 is, what have you struggled with on BookTube in the past year, and how did you overcome that struggle? So I think that one of the things that I have struggled with in more recent days of the past year is finding time to edit videos, because I was having videos that were kind of close together. My schedule just keeps getting busier and busier all the time. And so one way that I have combated that so far this year is to change my filming schedule and my upload schedule. And that has helped me so much because I don't feel like I have to film both my videos for the same week on the same day or whatever, because it's the only time I have to film. Like it's spread out more now that I'm doing Tuesday and Saturday instead of Tuesday and Thursday. So I've found that to be vastly helpful, and I think I'm also just kind of improving in time management. I hope. I'm really trying. I'm working on that, and I have been for the past year, because there's always so many things that are going on, and I'm trying to learn to prioritize and to manage my time more wisely, and that has helped as well. There's another part to this question, actually. I didn't realize that. What is the hardest thing about creating videos for YouTube? And I think that's something that I kind of struggle with at times. Sometimes I have like lots of ideas, but there's usually like dry spells where I just don't feel as inspired, or I just don't know what I want to talk about, and still trying to continually put out content consistently twice a week when maybe you're not sure what you want to be talking about or whatever. Sometimes I struggle with the creativity aspect because it's really easy for me to do like tag videos or videos that have to do with like wrap-ups or book reviews or TBRs or hauls or those kind of things. Those are easy because they're kind of the content that BookTube is known for, but trying to come up with something maybe a little more unique to talk about is more difficult for me. Question number 6 is, have you had to deal with negative feedback comments and how did you deal with it? And it's interesting because I remember doing this tag last year and I did have like 2 negative comments for like the whole year, and one of them actually got deleted by YouTube, and I'm guessing that maybe it was because it was kind of inflammatory and unkind and insulting my religion. And so I think that it got taken down for bullying because I got like an email saying that the comment was there and then it was never there when you went to click on it. So I think maybe it either got reported or YouTube took it down for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyways, both of the negative comments that I got my first year on YouTube are still the only 2 negative comments that I've received on my YouTube. So in the past year since I've done this tag, I've not received any negative feedback or negative comments, which is really amazing and really refreshing because my channel has doubled in growth since I did this tag last year. And so it's really wonderful to be part of a community that is so kind and supportive. And even if someone disagrees with me on something, usually it is in a kind and constructive and conversational kind of way to talk about it. And I love that about this community. Question number 7 is to shout out a huge supporter of your channel. And oh my goodness, there's so many of you who are just wonderful. And so I feel bad like picking a person, but when I read this comment, there was one person who immediately came to mind, and that's Penny from A Cat Lady Book Nook is like her handle name both on YouTube and Instagram. And she's not a YouTuber, like she does not have a YouTube channel, but she supports so many channels, and she is often one of the first, if not the first person to watch my videos when they come out and comment on them. And she's always messaging me on Instagram and being super supportive. She was like the first person to sign up for my Patreon and to join my Discord, and she shares stuff of mine all the time, like shouting me out and stuff on her Bookstagram account. And she is just like a cheerleader of BookTube, not just for me. She does it for so many people, that she's always like commenting and interacting and sharing things. And Penny, you are just such a gift to the BookTube community, and I love you and appreciate you. And I'm sure that so many of us do, and it's just been such a joy to become your friend. Question number 8 is, what's the best book you have read in this past year? And since I just came out with my top books video, I guess I'll just go with my top book from there, and that's Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Since I have read that in November, that was my top book of the year for 2023. So far in 2023, I have not had anything that has touched that yet. I have enjoyed some of the books that I have read in January, but there hasn't been anything that's like super wowed me and has like taken over that, at least not yet at the time of filming this, because I am filming this before January is over, and there are some books that I will hopefully finish by the end of the month, and maybe I will consider them better books than Assassin's Apprentice, but so far, no. Question number 9 is, where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? And I don't like making numeric goals for my channel because I can't control that kind of growth. So I'd love to be able to say, I think I may have even said in my video last year, I had just hit like 500 subscribers, and I'm like, oh, in a year's time, it'd be cool if I hit 1,000. And at the time of filming this, I have 1,100 subscribers. So I like a little more than doubled, and I was like, oh, well, it would be cool if I, you know, kept growing at that kind of a rate. That would be amazing. But I don't like to set goals or anything for that kind of thing because I can't control whether or not people subscribe or whether or not people really resonate with my content. And so I do not like to make those kind of goals. But I do have a few things that I would love to do in the next year. And some of these are goals that I made like in my channel goals video. And one of those is that I want to host my first read along or readathon, whatever, that I've participated in so many other people's that they have invited me to come along with. And I really want to have my own that is like my baby, my brainchild. And I am planning that right now. I have all my co-hosts gathered, and so you know who you are, but we have not talked about it yet. It has not been publicized yet because it's happening in May. So we're kind of like in the planning stages and working on some stuff for that. And I am really, really excited about it. So hopefully in the near-ish future, I will be sharing with you what that is, but that's something that I really wanted to do this year. Another thing I'd like to do is just more creative, like original videos in general. Like I'd love to do like an original tag, maybe even a couple, I don't know. My daughter's been brainstorming with me on tag ideas because she really wants to start an original tag with me. And so that would be really fun. And so I love that kind of stuff. And I also love like being able to do like collaboration videos and stuff. Like last year, like I mentioned, Dee and I did the video, the reread, rewrite, burn tag together, and that was super fun. And I'd love to do more kind of like game content kind of things like that with either other YouTubers or with my husband or my daughter or something. I think that those are so fun, and I love watching those. And I think that they're super fun. So yeah, that kind of stuff. And also just, you know, kind of more original creative things maybe that I'm doing. So that's something that I would love to see more of in my channel, but I'm not making that like this hard or fast rule or anything like that because I don't want to put pressure on myself because I want BookTube to stay really fun. Question number 10 is, what is an unexpected surprise of being on YouTube? And I don't want to like rehash everything I said last year because I talked about the friendships. I am still blown away all the time at the friendships that I have gained from being on YouTube because that was not what I expected. I started this channel because I was the only person in my life who was reading the books that I was reading, and I wanted to be able to talk about them. Even if no one watched my videos, I wanted to be able, I'm a verbal processor, so I wanted to be able to articulate my thoughts and my feelings, but the best part is that I have found my tribe. I remember when I started my channel on my BookTube newbie tag, it said like, what do you have to bring to BookTube that is unique? And I said that I loved classics, and I have definitely garnered a reputation of loving classics with anyone who is familiar with my channel, but I am not the only booktuber out there who loves classics or even primarily reads classics. And so it's been amazing to find my tribe in terms of just people who have similar book tastes. But beyond that, there are so many of you, whether you are fellow booktubers or even subscribers, there are so many of you that I talk to every single day. And I never thought that that would happen. People who have really become a part of my life, people who I like video chat and talk with, and people who know what's going on in my personal life and are praying for me and all that kind of stuff. That was so not what I expected at all. And in addition to kind of piggyback off of that, I also didn't expect the generosity of people on BookTube. There are so many people when it's like my birthday or Christmas or when I hit 1,000 subscribers or things like that, people who have just randomly sent me gifts or chosen things off my wish list or things like that. Like just so sweet and so generous and not at all what I expected for any of those kinds of things. And it's always such a surprise whenever I get something in the mail from one of you, and it just like brightens my day so much, and I can't believe how generous all of you are, and that is just like another surprise that I didn't expect. Question number 11, thoughts on equipment. What has been the most useful piece of equipment that you've bought? And I haven't really bought much equipment. I film on my phone, which I have mentioned before, and the one piece of equipment that I bought is that I bought a tripod for my phone. So that would, I guess, be the one thing that I feel like people should buy if they're gonna film on their phone because it's so much easier. I did recently purchase a microphone, but it's not here yet, so we'll kind of see. I'm gonna test it out and see what I think of it because I'm just not sure. So far, the most useful piece of equipment that I bought, and I did say this in my video last year, is my tripod. And I will link it in case you care, in case you're thinking about starting a booktube channel, because question number 12 is, what advice would you give to someone thinking of starting a booktube channel? And my advice would be to just do it and don't care about whether or not you have the equipment or all the cool things, because you can so easily film on your phone. There are so many apps for editing and stuff that are super user-friendly and are free. And making thumbnails, there are so many programs that you can use that are totally free, and all those kinds of things. It doesn't require you putting this big dump of money in to start a booktube channel. And it doesn't require you being like this amazing speaker or anything like that, because the cool thing is like, yes, you are uploading this for people to watch you and people to see you, but to me, it's a lot less scary than speaking in front of a crowd of people, because I can't see you right now, if that makes sense. So for someone who's starting a booktube channel and would like to just start it on their phone or whatever, the one thing I would recommend is get a tripod. And I'll link the one that I got down below, because I think that it was like $20 or less. I know it wasn't more than $20. I mean, I guess it could be more now because it's 2 years later and hashtag inflation, but it wasn't that much. So I'll link it so that way you can see that if you are interested in that, just because, you know, you don't have to have fancy, expensive equipment to start. The whole point is just to talk about books. The last question is to tag someone whose anniversary is coming up, and I don't know whose anniversary is coming up. Like, there are certain people I know who have anniversaries close to me, and one of those is Amy from Amy's Bookish Life, but hers is before me and she already did it. And then I remember I started my channel at the same time as Becca from Hicks Picks Books, and she's no longer uploading any videos, so I can't tag her. I do know that my friend Dia from Novel Idea, we are creeping up on her 1-year anniversary, but I know it's not in January, and I feel like it might be in March. But I can't remember. Maybe it was in February. I don't know. Dia, you should do this tag when it's 1 year, because I would love to hear your answers. As always, thank you so much for watching, especially thank you in a video like this. Thank you for all of your support over the past 2 years. Those of you who have been here from the very beginning, those of you who just got here. I'm so happy to have you here with me on this journey. It's just so fun to chat with all of you about books. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and also subscribe so you can continue to see more bookish content from me. And I will see you again next time.